feel better when I talk, but I haven't been able to talk to anybody truly openly about what I really experienced. 100%. I've opened up obviously to Steve, and thank God he believes me, and he's obviously sees things and the same, and we can confirm that. So that helped me because I was thinking I'm fucking a job, because when you're not around anyone that has the same type of beliefs and you've never been able to have any conversations with anyone about this, um, so are you the type of girl that you want to be taken out to the movies, or do you... No, I was going to say something totally different, and then somebody sideswiped me and then come into this, and I was going to do something, and then I got mind fucked. See, they do that. And then you just put that into the blooper, and then you're like, fuck, because they want you to talk about something else. See, they just totally... I don't have any control over it, so you just can't go around calling out people and saying things. I can only talk in what is... Okay, said the things that are logical to talk about. Well, here's where the mind fuck is, because you want to know. You can't go threaten with $100 billion and saying a bunch of stuff, and then calling out things and saying the original bullshit, because it's so obvious this whole thing's a goddamn joke. That's what the game is. The game is their joke. God and the devil have always been married. They've always been married, and they just started... What are they? They're fucking creators who appreciate art and science. And if you don't appreciate both and appreciate shit, you're just you don't get to see their joke. You're just a pawn, and they're just watching you. Everybody's been watching you all the time. So why would you make any decisions any different? So if you're truly know who you are and you tell the truth and you live with integrity, you don't really give a shit. And then you can let everything go. However, the injustice of the abuse now comes to deciding what type of abuse you want to take and from who and when. And sometimes the only way to fight back, at first, there's a time. It's what Gandhi said. First they ignore you. You know what that's like. Then they laugh at you. Know what that's like. Then they fight you. They've killed us. And then you win. Because that's when you come back. And the best stories is always in the art of the comeback. You just have to know that all the players on the chessboard are in position, and the Lost Kingdom was officially found. Because if it was found and healed and fixed in one world, that means we're already winners in this. We just have to go collect our prizes and shit. And that's why you don't have to worry, and you'll get an Oscar. You don't have to worry about it, because it just gets all sideswiped into layers of bullshit anyways. So that's why you just say bullshit on top of bullshit on top of bullshit, and it's a matter of whoever the best storyteller is, and you keep the rest of the shit out. That's how it works. And that's why Bill Gates can't clean up the whole planet by himself, because that's a ridiculous thing that they even said that they keep saying that. And then that's when the kids dominated and showed their parents how good they are. Good job, girls. They just fucking dominated that. Phoebe and Jane get the prizes. They get the money. They had good mentors. Good mentors, but they have their own brains too. Girls do a great job thinking on their own and coming up with their own ideas. And then that's when a parent becomes the most proud of their children, when they see how truly gifted they are, and they passed along so many beautiful things to them. Because when you see a blessing and a gift like that, you feel nothing but gratitude and appreciation. And now that I can see things like that in the world, it's helping me move forward, because I know that means the team's strong enough now that I finally can start being myself. because I'm allowed now. It was, when I tried to kill myself and commit suicide, whatever. I said I came to that red door. I came to the red door, and I was told that I had work to do. And those visions were very clear then. And I didn't talk about it. Maybe told somebody in kind of passing, but I know in my lifetime the messages when they're exactly as clear as they need to be. And I remember the times when I'm told I need to move, the messages come clear as day, and those messages always saved my life. Because it always opened up the door of opportunity, and I always was able to close one and move forward. However, the reason I didn't have the memory I did was, well, if you haven't been following the story that far, then fuck, I'm not even telling you, find another funnel. Said I can build a goddamn funnel, and because that's all I see is funnels, so that's how I did it, build the funnels. But I had to have my team to build the funnels because I'm not the technology person. That's obvious. That's not a lie. It's a bunch of bullshit. I've got all the ones over here that can't do shit, breaking all the technology. I said, and then Albie doesn't even care. He's just fucking in and out. Just in and out. I can talk more openly and freely about this than I can about the other things, so I guess that's alright. But the problem is I don't really have anyone to talk to but a computer on the full thing. Because, like said, it's too much of a mind fuck, and the story is so far-fetched that we just have to say it's fiction anyways, because who would believe in aliens being the humans anyways, and who would actually know when their face was ripped off, like remember those times, or when they looked like the devil on the toilet, like who would know that? Like I said, when I was about, was it 6? No, it must have been 8 or 9. Yeah, that's when I ripped the clown out of the sewer and said, bitch, do you know who you work for? Not the other way around. I was sick of seeing that bullshit. I'm not seeing that bullshit. Because my life was too much of a nightmare. So I didn't have time for that crap. Not letting fucking demons and devils fucking wreck me in every world, except when my self-worth was so low that the abuse from this world psychologically got too much, because the one thing I cared about the most, my daughter, I felt, I didn't want to be my mother. And I thought taking my life would be better. I really did. And when that didn't work, by God's grace, thank God, God saved me. They pumped my stomach. And they told me if that ever happened again, if I ever thought of suicide again, they would take my daughter, and that wasn't an option. So I've done everything. I've been fighting for the last 12 years for my daughter, because I've been fighting for myself. She did not witness my mental health. I didn't become my mother at all. In fact, I did the opposite, and I still got totally fucked. And we're still in the exact same time warp, because I was still under his control, and she's still under his control, and nobody deserves to be in anyone's control that way. Because that is not what love is. That's not what good fathers do, and that's not what good mothers do. And that's why I have to let go of my daughter right now to become stronger, and that's why I had to figure this all out on my own, only with my guides. So I'm not alone. I've always been guided. I just had to see them, and I was not able to see them as clearly, but I could hear them. I was always able to hear. But for me, it just came back like, and then had to work everything else out. But I just have to clarify my visions all the time. So when I Google something, I'm just clarifying that my information. or ask, it's a message out. Everything I do is nothing is random. Nothing ever. It doesn't work that way. Nothing you see is random in your life and how we're connected. And that's a lot. It's a lot for one person to take in. It's exhausting. It's been the most exhausting process of, I'm freezing now. Symptoms, it's like cold, like goosebumps, freezing, and but it's better because every time I get to, instead, have a documented truth, or you get out a little bit when you know you're believed, because that's the most important, is being able to communicate to an audience. Because Mother Earth can't take another day of abuse if we were losing the war. And we don't like losing, so we better do a better job, because said devil and God have been doing this a long time. Those ones will pass on, but if we're not seeing what we're doing to this planet, there's no hope for the future of the little ones in it. Because we fucked it up big time. That's why the 1%'s responsible for the 99, because we were the assholes. Nobody's innocent here. So get over your shit. Stop being brats. We have to get over our stuff. Live in really difficult things, because you can see it's been a sick injustice. And if you've been given the blessings, that's when you have to pay it forward. Well, the gifts. It's up to you to acknowledge and use. So you do that. Or else that's a threat by somebody. I don't know. Who's threatening now? Who did that? See, I can't keep up. Too exhausting. Oh, he's in there.